Ya estamos de regreso con nuestra novela espacial de Mass Effect, las aventuras del comandante Shepard. Pues eso es lo que tienen estos juegos, ¿no? Una vez que lo agarra uno, se pica. Pues bueno, vamos a darle porque la verdad es que tenía varios años que no lo jugaba, y en esta edición legendaria pues han metido varias mejoras de calidad de vida al juego original, empezando por el apartado pues gráfico, que digo, sé que para muchos no será lo más espectacular, pero para los que lo jugamos en su momento, pues vemos varias cosas que nos llama bastante la atención y que decimos, vaya, pues qué bien se ve esto y aquello, ¿no? Y pues bueno, vamos a estar continuando desde el punto donde lo dejamos en el gameplay anterior. Entonces pues estén preparados para más charla, intriga, y pues a ver si nos encontramos por ahí algunas combates y todo, ¿no? Entonces, sin más, espero que les guste y enjoy the ride.
One of 500 to see the ascension from the inside out.
Really?
It took almost 6 hours and we only saw 1/10 of the ship. I even got to meet the commander.
Matriarch Latanya. You met her?
Well, she addressed everyone on the tour.
Look at that ship. You'd have to be stupid to mess with that.
Very true. She's got almost as much firepower as the rest of the
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another Profile in Courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, Serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance Military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
My name's Shepard. I'm going after Fist. Thought you might want to come along.
Shepard. Commander Shepard. I've heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
I think we're gonna get along just fine, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
One sec, looking you up. Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
Who wants to know?
Just checking for CSEC records. I can only sell goods to authorized personnel. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
Show me what you've got.
Excellent. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Okay, Jalid. Let me get this straight. Your business partner, Shorban.
Hey there! Oh, you're not C-Sec, are you? Did you want something?
What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban. That's the guy who wanted us to scam the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
I better look into this right away. Find out what he's up to.
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Hello, Commander.
entertainment news, Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with L-Corps cast members. The production will open dramatic theater to the L-Corps with a Hamlet who uses L-Corps body language and pheromones. Kitt claims that he's also excited by giving a human audience the chance to judge Hamlet by his deeds and not his emotions.
Sorry, Commander. Nobody's allowed on the Normandy right now. Doing some routine maintenance.
Reports are circulating that Alliance Ambassador Udina has accused a Spectre of orchestrating the attack on Eden Prime. Udina reportedly based his accusation upon eyewitness accounts of the scene, but lacked the evidence to demand further investigation. When asked to comment, a council spokesperson would only state that the investigation of the attacks upon Eden Prime was currently ongoing.
So how about it, Garrus? Is this better than C-Sec?
Fighting a rogue Spectre with countless lives at stake and no regulations to get in the way? I'd say that beats C-Sec.
There may just be hope for you yet, Turian.
It has the right. do not disturb the keepers.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
You can start by telling me the truth, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
We're not buying it. Jalid told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
No, but you're gonna tell me. Everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
What's so special about that?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
So you're just trying to get back what Jalid already stole?
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
I suppose a little scanning here and there won't hurt anyone?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
If I have time, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Hello again. Did you have any luck finding Shorben?
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorben would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorben, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorben can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
disabled.
Shepard.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back, or we'll shoot.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Looks like it's shut down. Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back, or we'll shoot.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Why do I have to do everything myself? Time to die, little soldiers. Fire in the hole! Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Tell me where the Quarian is, and I won't have to shoot you in the kneecaps.
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait, I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here, said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker, ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Give me the location. Now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
What are you doing?
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
I'm in charge here. You ever pull another stunt like that?
It was the only contract I had left. And don't we have something more pressing to worry about?
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
I smell trouble.
Fist set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
Don't worry about Fist. He got what was coming to him.
Then I guess there are two things I need to thank you for. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
We could take her to the human embassy. Your ambassador will want to see this anyway.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? A Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
This Quarian can help us bring down Saren. I would have told you that if you hadn't jumped down my throat.
I apologize, Commander. This whole thing with Saren has me a bit on edge. Maybe we should just start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
What did you find out?
Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life. And they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
The Reapers are a threat to every species in Citadel space. We have to tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time? Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
A lot of people want my help these days. What makes you special?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime. I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
We'll look into it.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the Diplomatic Corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
I'm here on behalf of Samesh Bhatia for his wife, Nirali.
Serviceman Nirali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
You're studying her injuries to learn more about Geth weaponry.
The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
How long do you think the research is going to take?
This is a long-term study. I wouldn't expect the bodies to be released for a year or longer.
You've got to have a lot of bodies. Can't you release one?
Very few bodies had this new type of weapon damage, and very few were in good enough condition to study. Beyond that, Commander, we need as many bodies as we can to get a reasonable sample size.
When will this research result in actual new technology?
If we're lucky, we'll actually realize usable technology from this study in a few years.
I understand what you're trying to do, but holding the body is wrong.
Commander, you of all people should understand how far we must go to protect humanity.
You've read my file. You know how far I'm willing to go. And I'm telling you to release the body.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Bhatia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
I reminded Mr. Bosker what we're fighting for. Your wife is coming home.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down Fist. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist's files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
Come on. Udin is presenting the Quarians' evidence to the Council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Who's she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
I tried to warn you about Saren, and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel fleet could secure the entire region, keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
I can take Saren down.
The Commander's right. There is a way to stop Saren that doesn't require fleets or armies.
No! It's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
I faced Saren on Eden Prime and exposed him for a traitor. I've proven myself.
Commander Shepard, step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
I'm honored, Counselor.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
I'll find him.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the CSEC Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
I thought the ambassador would be a little more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
He's got a lot on his mind. Come on.
Right behind you, Shepard.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got us Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop it.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished, and I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Noveria?
Noveria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Noveria respects. But they aren't popular.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. For too long, our species has stood apart from the others. Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of. Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow. Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down. Humanity needs to do this. Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir. Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government?
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I should go.
See you later.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Yo, muy buen Eric, ¿cómo estás? Aquí andamos metiéndole al Mass Effect. ¿Cómo estás, mi hermanito? ¿Qué cuentas? Ay, güey, no mames. Se había medio trabado este compa. ¿Cómo estás, mi buen Eric? ¿Qué cuentas? A tu fin. Vamos a ver a quién ponemos aquí. A Garrus, güey. Es que a Garrus no lo quito del pelotón. Es una riata y a Tali, güey. Estos dos generalmente siempre son mis main del primer juego, güey, ¿no? Es una chulada este pinche juego, cabrón. Ese es el inicio, ¿no? ¿Y cuál si mañana trabajas? Pues sí es cierto, güey. Mañana toca chambear. No, pues te digo, aquí estamos metiéndole a estoy empezando el Mass Effect 1 de la Legendaria Edition. La verdad es que es un juegazo, me encanta, es uno de mis... Bueno, la trilogía es una de las mejores de todos los tiempos, güey. Y el segundo juego es uno de los mejores juegos de todos los tiempos, güey. Y tenía rato que no los agarraba, y esta edición pues viene a, pues medio a darle un lavado de cara a la saga. Y honestamente es una chingonería, güey. Hace ratito lo empecé hace rato, pero si es un juego, sobre todo ese primer juego es como que muy RPG, güey, ¿no? O sea, hay mucho que luego no estás combatiendo, sino más bien hablando, haciendo estas decisiones. Sí, no, es que el juego original pues obviamente ya tiene sus años, güey, ¿no? El primero. Ni un paso más. A ver, dice. Se puso pendejo ahí la gente. No, y te digo, sí tiene un lavado de cara interesante. Obviamente, pues si es un juego de ya de más de 15 años, ¿no? Sí, a ver si no lo recuerdo. Estamos en el 2025. Sí, salió entre 2008, entre 2006 y 2008 a lo máximo el primero, güey, ¿no? Sí, no, bueno, es que he estado dando puros, ¿cómo se llama? Puros gameplays aquí en el canal, mi buen Eric, puros gameplays. He estado dando el de Cyberpunk 2077. De hecho, ya tiene bastante que le he estado dando casi diario al Cyberpunk 2077 otra vez. Sí, 20 años más o menos exacto, ya tiene su tiempo, güey, ¿no? Y pero te digo, le he estado dando a Cyberpunk 2077 aquí en el canal. La verdad es que, puta, ese es otro juego que me encanta. Siempre le he intentado dar gameplays. Es un juego que ya terminé cuando salió. Pero siempre había estado intentando darle su gameplay para aquí para tener, ¿cómo se llama? Pues su serie, ¿no? su serie, pero por una u otra razón siempre nunca la termino, güey. Entonces, ahora aprovechando de que el DLC de Cyberpunk 2077 nunca lo he jugado, pues y ahora ya tengo el DLC, pues ahora le estoy haciendo su serie, ya esperemos sea la definitiva, güey. Antes de regresar a México, quiero terminar el Cyberpunk 2077 con todo y DLC, y de hecho ya estoy prácticamente terminando, empezando el DLC. Si todo sale bien, el día de mañana, en la mañanita antes de que empiece el partido de la Champions League, porque mañana es la final de la Champions League y mañana pues la vamos a ver, obviamente, pero antes de la mañanita le he estado metiendo, ¿no? En la mañanita le he estado metiendo, entonces mañana le vamos a seguir a ese, pero hoy, la verdad es que quise darle a este juegardo, o sea, dije, puta, ahí lo tengo, güey, y esta es la versión, te digo, la versión legendaria, que ya es la versión, digamos, definitiva de la trilogía, güey, ¿no? Con mejoras, de hecho, sí se sienten las mejoras de este primer juego, porque si tú juegas el original, verga, güey, sí le ha pegado feo sobre todo en el combate, le ha pegado muy feo, güey, muy feo el tiempo, ¿no? Y aquí no se siente tan fregado, güey, ¿no? Ah, mira, ahí está. Entonces, lo empecé y puta dije, no mames, qué bueno está, recordé los buenos tiempos. La última vez, alguna vez le dice, yo soy Yana Parecina, yo lamentable el incidente por cobertura de atraque. Entonces te digo, la última vez que lo toqué formalmente, fuera de un gameplay aislado, hace como 10 años, mi güey, no sé, imagínate. Hace como 10 años, güey. Pero pues la neta es un juegazo, güey. Es un perro juegazo. Y que pues ya metido en la colita ya le quiero hacer su serie, ¿va? A toda la trilogía, pero no creo hacerle toda la trilogía antes de irme a México, ¿va? O sea, voy a intentar, o sea, la prioridad ahorita es Cyberpunk 2077. La llanta, ¿sabes? Pero si se puede, es largo, pero no es tan largo, ¿verdad? Entonces, en comparación a otros, ¿no? Entonces voy a intentar terminar y el Cyberpunk 2077 antes de llegar a México, el 1, y ya en México, cuando tenga yo chance, ya retomaré el 2, que es mi favorito, ¿no? De la trilogía. ¿Se ve? Descanso. Ok.
Could you tell me how to get there?
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeas for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Nivel principal, a la izquierda del último piso del ascensor. Ok.
Pretty heavy security for such a
no, la neta que es un juego, obviamente como les decía en el otro gameplay. Sí, es un hecho, de hecho ya tenemos boleto y todo, mi estimado Eric, ya en el 1 de julio estaremos viajando ya de regreso a México, ¿no? Entonces, pues por allá ya estaremos ubicados entre el 2 y el 3, tendríamos que estar llegando a México. Sí, es un hecho ya con boleto en mano y todo, amigo. ya se acabó el Pana Arc. Mi hija dice que es el Chamo Arc. Entonces el arco panita ya se terminó, amigo. Ya vamos a otro rollo, ya regresamos a México. Dice, suena sospechoso. Sí, claro. Es que, pues, digo, es una serie de cosas. La verdad es que desde que vinimos acá, vinimos con la mejor intención y como les decía yo, ¿no? Ese arco en la playa lo acabo así, güey. Entonces, por eso te digo, pues, hay varias cosas, ¿no? Obviamente la prioridad de todo era, pues, que mi waifu y mi hija pues convivieran un poquito más con su familia, ¿no? Con la familia de ellos, ¿no? Porque en 13 años, prácticamente en toda la vida de mi hija no había convivido con ellos, ¿no? Entonces esa era la prioridad, ¿no? Pero siempre hubo, se lo dije, ¿no? Que era una cuestión temporal, ¿no? Era una cuestión que indudablemente íbamos a regresar a México, siendo honestos, no pensaba que fuera tan rápido, pero sí la realidad es esa, ¿no? O sea, que sí, de que íbamos a regresar. Pero bueno, hay que tomarlo como lo que es, mi buen Eric. Digamos que todo, pues hay que tomar lo bueno, ¿no? Y dejar atrás las cosas que quizás no, los objetivos que quizás no se alcanzaron. Y pues de eso se trata, mi buen Eric, de eso se trata, de seguirle adelante. Y bueno, si no se pudo, pues regresaremos, y yo la verdad estoy muy contento de regresar. Digo, aquí es bonito, yo se los he dicho, la gente es muy buena gente, no es mal ni para nada, nunca tienes aquí xenofobia ni mucho menos, al contrario, siempre es un lugar muy amigable, muy amistoso para los que somos extranjeros. Yo les recomiendo mucho que si tienen la oportunidad de venir de vacaciones, que lo hagan, se la van a pasar muy bien. Pero obviamente hay otras cosas que quizás no, ya para vivir, sobre todo para los que somos de afuera, pues no es tan, no dudo que haya gente que sí pueda adaptarse, ¿no?, a ciertas cosas, pero honestamente en lo personal, y siempre hablo en lo personal, pues no fue tan beneficioso, pero pues me llevo la satisfacción de que se intentó, ¿no? Siempre, siempre me voy a pues siempre tengo en mente eso, ¿no? Nunca dejes algo que se pudo haber hecho y decir, ay, no, es que no lo hice, ¿no? La verdad es que sí. Yo no hay más, si afecta mi trabajo no podría, la verdad, sí, no, de hecho, o sea, la ventaja que nosotros tenemos, que al final de cuentas, pues, nosotros pues tenemos nuestro trabajo y todo eso, y sí, entre comillas, lo podemos hacer en cualquier parte que vayamos, ¿no? Pero sí es un hecho que sí, laboralmente sí nos afectó, o sea, eso indudablemente, porque por las diferentes condiciones que hay acá, ¿no? Entonces, a pesar de que se hizo todo lo posible, por mantenerlo, pero de una u otra manera sí te afecta. Entonces dices, güey, no, pues no, ¿verdad? Entonces, te digo, hay que tomar lo bueno, pasamos una buena temporada por acá, mi hija y mi esposa disfrutaron de su familia, pero indiscutiblemente, pues México es México, güey. O sea, mi país, con todo y sus problemas, porque no soy ciego y digo, ay, el mejor país del mundo, no, con todo y sus problemas, pero ciertamente para nosotros, ojo, para lo personal y para nuestras pues nuestras motivaciones y nuestras ambiciones, pues obviamente México, sin duda alguna, pues es un lugar que se acomoda más a lo que nosotros queremos, ¿no? Pero bueno, volvemos a lo mismo. Es una situación muy subjetiva y muy personal. Y pues yo también estoy feliz por regresar y disfrutar de mi comida, porque quieras o no, pues a mí lo que más me pega cuando he vivido lejos de México es la comida, mi chavo. O sea, la comida a mí me deprime, no porque no haya cosas ricas en otras partes. Claro que lo hay. Aquí lo hay, muchísima comida riquísima, pero estamos de acuerdo que la variedad de la comida mexicana es mucha. Entonces, güey, no mames, güey, a mí siempre me termina por pegar, ¿no?, la cuestión de la comida, güey, a un nivel de ¿cómo se llama? Que me da bajones, güey, sino como lo mío, güey, ¿no? O sea, me da un bajón feo. Mira, es acá donde tenemos que ir, a la oficina de administración. Estamos yendo al contrario. Entonces, créeme que estoy ansioso, güey, de llegar, güey, a la primera pinche taquería que yo encuentre, cabrón, y pedirme con unos 20 tacos, cabrón, con una agua de horchata, güey. La neta, güey, no me importa si es de carnitas, de lechón, de cochinita, de pastor. Sí, la comida mexicana, la de México es más extensa y grasa. Sí, es que te digo, claro que hay cosas muy ricas acá, deliciosas, ¿no? Pero la variedad, mi buen, o sea, la variedad, sin duda alguna, y eso es un hecho, México tiene una de las cocinas más variadas en el mundo, güey, en el mundo. Entonces, obviamente, digo, si sigues comiendo prácticamente, entre comillas, lo mismo, llega un momento que te cansas, ¿no? En cambio, en México, puta, ¿cómo cambia la cosa? Aunque sea en el taquito, güey, ¿no? Simón, güey. Aunque sea, digo, 20 taquitos tipo de taco joven de allá del mercado de Tabasco, güey. El taco joven son unos taquitos chiquititos, con una tortillita, chiquitita, güey, ¿no? Una tortillita chiquitita, pues, te comes hasta 30. Decían en mis tiempos, que estoy hablando de casi como, ¿qué te gusta? Unos 27, 28 años, güey, ¿no? Que estaba yo saliendo, güey, entrando a la universidad y no mames, güey, o sea, íbamos a un lugar que se llamaba Taco Joven, en el mercado Mercado de la Sierra se llama, de Tabasco, y nos íbamos en bola todos los compas, ¿no? Nos íbamos en bola, como, haz de cuenta, como 15 compas, güey, ¿no? Nos íbamos como 15 güeyes a comer tacos de carne asada. Taco de taquería chiquito de los de Suadero, así es, sí, pues eso es a lo que me refiero, güey. O sea, imagínate, nos íbamos como 15 cabrones, güey, a comer ahí esos taquitos de aire, le decíamos, güey, porque eran chiquititos, güey, y de carne asada, güey, pero siempre hubo la dudosa procedencia, que decían que eran de caballo, güey, de carne de caballo. Chingue su madre, sabían bien ricos, güey. Y el pedo ahí es que tú tenías que comer, porque si no, el último, el que no se comiera sus tacos era el que pagaba la ronda de todos. Obviamente estamos hablando de unos taquitos que costaban, ¿qué te gusta, güey? Menos de 10 pesos, güey. Hace 27 años, 27, ¿sí? Menos de 10 pesos, güey. Imagínate esos tacos, güey. No, güey, era una chulada, güey. Me encantaba. Igual que el Chito, yo sí digo que estaba así, güey. La neta es que estaban buenísimos. Estaban buenísimos. Entonces te digo, la neta, la neta es que sí estoy ansioso, güey, por llegar y lo primero, comer, ¿no? Y ya lo demás, pues ya nos iremos acomodando, güey, otra vez, pues a la misma rutina, güey. Y emocionado, güey. Sí, güey. Entonces te digo, la neta, dice, a los negocios vienen aquí para evitar problemas con la Ley Galáctica. Ese güey que soy amenaza. No, y te digo, pues estoy muy ansioso, pero también muy motivado, ¿no? O sea, eso, muy motivado de regresar al país, de que retomemos otras cosas, ¿no? Porque yo soy mucho de rutina, güey. A mí me gusta, por ejemplo, ir mucho al cine, güey. Al cine, güey. O sea, ya ustedes saben, ya ven mi página. Mi página de Chistok, ya ves la personal, pues prácticamente todo es cine, ¿no? Todo es cine, música y deportes, ¿no? Entonces a mí me encanta ir al cine, güey, y no es que aquí no haya cine, claro que hay cines, güey, pero la experiencia de ir al cine para mí es ir al cine, comprar tus nachos, comprar tu icy, o sea, todo lo comercial. Soy una persona muy, muy comercial, güey. O sea, estoy acostumbrado a eso, mi buen. Entonces,
What do you mean, personal escort?
Entonces extraño también mi Cinépolis. Entonces, quiero ir al cine. O sea, yo allá en México llegaba momentos en que íbamos al menos una vez a la semana al cine, güey. Ya últimamente ya no tanto, porque ya ves que ha subido, güey. Ha subido todo, güey. Eso es un hecho. Y a cada idea de un cine, pues ya te cuesta, güey, ¿no? Pero la verdad es que sí, nunca dejamos de ir al cine por lo menos una vez al mes, ¿no? Entonces yo voy a llegar en culo, y ya ves que se estrena Superman, güey. Y yo quiero ver Superman en la pinche más grande, güey, en la pantalla más grande, que me rompa los oídos. Y de acá, huevo, güey. Y tus nachos, güey. O sea, por ejemplo, nachos aquí no se estilan, me explico. Aquí hay pequeños que también están ricos, pero estoy acostumbrado, ¿cómo se llama?
I'd like to see her.
A los nachos, güey. Entonces, nachos, icy, tu vaso de icy, güey, de cereza, de mora, toda esa mamada, güey. Entonces, no sé, güey, soy una persona muy básica y muy, creo yo, ¿no? Creo que soy una persona muy básica y muy, no sé, güey, comercial, me llamo comercial. Entonces, por eso te digo, me gusta divertirme, güey, y esas madres son mis diversiones, güey, ¿no? Entonces, extraño eso, güey. Y pues, obviamente te digo, la comida, las rutinas, ¿no? Que tenemos también como familia nosotros. Te digo, es ir con la familia y pasarla bien y todo el pedo, güey. Y ese tipo de cosas, ¿no? Y aquí está chingón, pero es más como para andar en los lugares, güey, por ejemplo, el aire libre, ¿no? Ir a un lugar, etcétera, no tanto ese tipo de rol, ¿no? De ir al cine o ir a una plaza, güey, porque aunque haya plazas y muy bonitas, pero no es a eso a lo que van la gente, ¿no? Muy bien.
I have no more questions at this time.
Yo no quiero comprar un IC, pero tengo miles de ganas de uno. Sí, güey, cuando puedas, tú dale al IC, güey. Tú dale al IC. Mira, es que esa madre, haz de cuenta que es pura azúcar, güey. Para los que tenemos hígado graso, es así como un golpe, un gancho al hígado, güey. Pero no, güey, es una chulada, güey. Es una chulada, güey. A mí me encanta, soy bien pinche adicto a esa madre porque yo soy un pinche adicto a todo lo azucarado. Por eso mi hígado graso, güey, más que nada. ¿No? Dice Romero. Porto Hansen, muchos rumores sobre el pico 15, pero no hay nada que lo confirme. Ajá. Y mira, aquí tengo varias. La mostré con el ayudante de Silent. Está en un complejo remoto llamado Pico 15. Debe ir allá para allá. Tengo que ir a Picos 15, güey. Es que te digo, este juego lo que tiene es que sí se nota arcaico, güey. En comparación, pues es un juego, te digo, casi ya va casi para 20 años, güey. Se viste. Está bien. Y te digo, pues, aquí esperando. Ya realmente falta poquito más de un mes, ¿no? ¿Verdad? Entonces, poquito más de un mes para que nos vayamos. Obviamente faltan cosas, necesitamos desmontar las computadoras, porque obviamente nos vamos a llevar los componentes importantes de las PC, güey, ¿no? Que son prácticamente pues herramientas de trabajo para nosotros. Obviamente que mi hija termine el colegio, que nos entreguen sus documentos para que entonces llegando allá la pueda yo inscribir en el siguiente grado escolar, cosas así, ¿no? Entonces, pues por eso te digo, falta poco, pero también se nos hace largo, ¿no? Se nos hace largo todo este pedo, ¿no? ¿Quién es este güey? Lori Queen. El señor Anoleis no es el único que tiene un pase para salir de Hanshaw. Ándale. Ok. Y te digo, y en eso estamos. Entonces estos días, pues digamos, voy a tener bastante actividad, por lo menos en gameplay. Si todo sale bien, al ratito, mi buen, le doy a algo en el Chistock. Es que lo que pasa es que te digo, como ya propiamente estoy retirado del pedo de los streams, te lo juro que a veces no, así, vaya, ya ves que estuve dando hace como un par de meses, he estado dando el de, ¿cómo se llama? Algunos juegos por allá, ¿no? Estuve dando algunos juegos por allá, pero honestamente es que ya para mí dar un stream así con la cámara y toda esa madre sí me significa un poquito cansado, ¿no? O sea, por mi edad, no sé, por la falta de condición, ¿no? Entonces, obviamente, si lo doy así, pues uno, que siento yo, por respeto, pues tienes que estar así súper bien, ¿no? Animado, no vas a dar un stream todo así, todo choleco, ¿no? Entonces, por eso es que siempre lo dije, ¿no? Cuando tengo ánimo, pues lo doy. Si no tengo tanto el ánimo como para dar el stream formal como lo hacía yo antes, pues mejor no, güey, ¿no? Por eso te digo, ya propiamente estamos retirados de eso. Sin embargo, pues ya saben que de vez en cuando, pues, nos enloquecemos y le damos algo allá, ¿no? Entonces te digo, si todo sale bien, mi buen Eric, al ratito le metemos, no sé todavía si en la página del joystick o en la página, mi página personal, güey, ¿no? Depende, porque ya tiene rato que no. Entonces, por allá voy a estar dando algo random si todo sale bien, ¿no? Algo aunque sea, pues, para platicar, para pasarla bien. Hoy es ¿cómo se llama? Ay, ¿qué haces? Hoy es viernes, tengo ganas. Gracias, mi buen. Sí, para echar el coto, güey. Realmente, más que nada es para eso, para cotorrear, para pasarla bien, ¿no? Entonces al ratito, no sé, me saco algún jueguillo, güey, ¿no? Quizá uno de terror. Mañana la final de Champions, quizás de fútbol, no sé. Ando viendo qué rollo, ¿no? Qué rollo se puede poner. Te digo, al ratito, después de las 10, tiempo aquí de Venezuela, o sea que quiere decir 9 de allá de México, ¿no? No, es cierto. 8 de México porque son 2 horas, ¿no? Sí, te digo, y le vamos a estar metiendo, mi buen Eric, le vamos a estar metiendo en estos días. Por lo menos voy a procurar tenerlo regularmente, al igual que Cyberpunk 2077. Te digo, si en una hora, sí, te digo, sí, es cierto, güey, ¿qué hora es? A ver. Güey, sí, es cierto, aquí son las 9, entonces allá son las 7, güey. Sí, en una hora, güey. En una hora más o menos, mi buen. Si no en una hora, en 2 horas, güey. En 2 horas mejor, porque es que pensaba que era más, ¿cómo se llama? Más tarde aquí, güey. Entonces, por ahí de las 11, güey. Tiempo de aquí, 9, tiempo de allá, güey, ¿no? El pico 15. Entonces, te digo, lo que tiene este juego es eso, güey. Sí, gracias, mi buen Eric. Sí, más seguro a las 9 horas México, 11 horas de acá, güey. Para estar más seguro, güey. Porque si no, sí, luego se me va el pedo, güey. Entonces, te digo, ahí en cualquiera de las 2 páginas, ahí a ver qué me saco de la chistera, güey, ¿no? Digo, este juego lo que tiene es que hay mucha gente que no le va a gustar, güey, que no lo ha jugado, ¿no? El primero, ¿por qué? Por esto, güey. Tú puedes pasar todo como 2-3 horas, güey, hablando y diciendo, y pues nada más investigando, ¿no? Pero eso es lo bonito del juego, porque el juego tiene mucha historia, güey. O sea, mucha riqueza en lore, güey, ¿no? Entonces, si tú te lo pasas de A a B, realmente no vives la experiencia de Mass Effect, ¿no?
Maybe you could let me borrow yours.
No, sí. Sure. Y ese güey ya. A huevo, no es pendejo, güey. ¿No? Muy bien. Entonces te digo, esa es la cosa con este juego. Mucha gente no le entra a la saga porque sí hay que decir que es un juego pesado el primero, ¿no? Pero a mí en lo particular yo lo disfruto un chingo, güey. O sea, yo no necesito estar combatiendo para estar disfrutando el juego, porque entiendo que este juego es muy, ¿cómo se llama? Es muy de texto, ¿no?
Access to the garage is restricted.
Fine, I was just passing by.
Ya la iba a agarrar putazo. Muy bien, mi güey. Yo creo que aquí le vamos a dejar por el momento, mi buen Eric. Te digo, para que yo pueda prepararme para el rato de hacer algo allá en el Cheese Talk. Te digo, vamos a estar regresando, si todo sale bien. Mira, mañana es Champions League, pero pues, más o menos como a la 1 de la tarde, ¿no? Entonces, en la mañanita voy a procurar ya empezar el DLC de Cyberpunk 2077. Lo estoy dando bien temprano desde que me levanto, porque así me aprovecha el día, güey, para hacer otras cosas. En la tarde me voy a poner a ver el pinche juego, ¿no? De la Champions League, la final de la Champions League entre el Paris Saint-Germain y el Inter de Milán. Y por la tarde le voy a estar retomando aquí al Mass Effect, mi buen Eric. Así que ya saben, pues ahí si está libre, etcétera, y pues ahí echamos la platicada con estos juegardos, mi estimado Eric. Muchísimas gracias por haber estado por acá. Ya le voy a parar ahorita a esta parte de la serie de Mass Effect. Ya llegamos a Novaria y de aquí se van a desprender varias misiones todavía más muy importantes. Entonces ahí están pendientes para que el día de mañana retomemos la odisea del comandante Shepard, del comandante Shepardo, y que veamos cómo se desarrolla esta historia del primer Mass Effect, ¿no? Muchísimas gracias, mi estimado Eric. Claro que sí, gracias, mi buen Eric. Si todo sale bien, te digo, al ratito, a partir de las 11 de la noche, tiempo Venezuela, 9 de México. Estaremos haciendo algo allá en la página del Joystick Media del Chistoc, así que estén pendientes, buen Eric. Y pues muchísimas gracias nuevamente, un placer como siempre platicar contigo, mi hermano. Un abrazote y pues estamos en contacto. Y también a todos los que pudieron haber pasado por acá, espero que les haya gustado. Esto fue Mass Effect, el primer Mass Effect de la colección de la edición legendaria de esta tremenda franquicia, y pues que estaremos continuando pues posteriormente en esta aventura, ¿no? Entonces, sin más, muchísimas gracias y nos vemos entonces en el siguiente stream. Yo soy Rey, bye.